talk about anything and everything, learn something, know something, have an opinion of something, and also just, yeah, randomly rambles. Um, so, and this is for entertainment purposes only. So, can we all agree that life, we all, we might be in the same lane, but we have a different destiny or the different out outlook or different outcome that comes with it. Uh, might be similar one way or another, but not so much. And it goes on and on and on and on. So comparing, let's stop on uh, having comparisons between different people. We are not the same. We might have the same organs, we might function the same way, like naturally, but reasoning is where it nitpicks us and separates us on how we reason or how we tackle things or how we uh, believe in things. So, yeah, I know most people have that notion of, oh, yeah, like, I don't know if it's just me or in the African setting that people's in their 30s should have, according to them, should have a couple of kids or should be in a marriage or in a really a long-lasting relationship. But are we forgetting one thing? And I keep on saying it over and over again. Those are added blessings. Peace of mind, happiness, and content. Being contented is something that I think, not I think, I know it's difficult for most people, because we have people who, as much as they have, they still want more. And we have that life notion that whenever, whatever you're attracted to or whatever you want most, another person is looking at you and saying, well, she's or he is very blessed, and vice versa. You might think, oh yeah, they're lacking something, but to them they're like, okay, I'm good and I'm happy. I wish that can apply to some people. Then we have the nagging. Oh yeah, your age, be the ageism also is pissing me off sometimes. Oh yeah, you should have done that when you're younger. But who says dreams have to, we say, have to have an age limit or uh, particular age to happen? I know if maybe the things you want, if you're somebody who wants to create something, if it's your turn, it's your turn. It will happen. We have heard of the greats who have discovered or invented things. They did it even much, much older. Some of them started very young. So the spectrum is wide. It's not put in a box and compressed in it and said, yeah, at this particular age, you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. But circumstances, obviously, unavoidable circumstances happen, uh, be it accidents, be it happy moments, or be it crazy things that make you rethink or reset your mind on how you do things. I, but usually we say if some things were started as we were younger, the the culture of saving, the culture of knowing how to handle money, economy is not doing so well everywhere. So if you don't have that um, culture of being knowing how to invest, how to also save up, having savings, or how to also utilize best way of your wealth. I'll say it's wealth because it's wider because of your health is part of the wealth. Your sanity also is part of your health. And also, yeah, the material things, all this vanity, but it's part of your wealth. So, yeah. Uh, Here in Kenya, we have the culture of, okay, the traditional way of saying, yeah, some people get cast. Like in Kikuyu tradition, we hear of, even in Christianity tradition, we hear of curses, like the curses that are left into the generation to come because of one person who did something bad, or also the curse left by your parent, you did them wrong or disrespected them, or even what's called the one that it's in the Bible, but it's rarely talked about. The one of seeing your parents naked. I don't know if it's figuratively or physically. Then there's also one that people usually forget about it, but most of us, either we have fallen into that trap or not, is the curse. Hmm. Oh, this one is direct translation, the roadside curse. Now, I can explain that a little bit. Hi, Nobat, welcome. Hi, Gisli. Um, there's a case of maybe you meet a total stranger, um, and maybe you're rude or mistakenly, uh, what's called, offend them, and deep in their hearts, they might say some few treasonable words and not for your best interest. So then later on, you find there are things that are not going well with your life or something of the sort. Uh, it's like somebody has put a spell on you, but you don't know who because it's a stranger. And word of mouth, when you're rude and you have the back and forth issues with somebody you have never met before or you don't know. So there is that. And it merges from tradition to a religion. Culturally, I think somehow, but with the new generation, not so much, not many, so many of the young generation are into the culture or what tradition entails. But sometimes now it comes to bite us in the back because there's some things you need to follow. And I also support that, even if religion came later or way way much ahead of time in Ethiopia, uh the culture, the African culture, I don't want you to go into the barbaric side, sorry to say, because we have heard of some of them. Hey Jesly, welcome. uh some of the things that were done in tradition, like uh, some used to sacrifice children to gods. Well, you can't do that anymore. That's a crime, and also not a good way for humanity. So yeah, um there are other key points that really hold merit and can be used in the today's life. So, as I said, everyone has their own. We might be in the same lane. Let's say the same lane of age. We're in the same age, and yet maybe you get successful uh, at our age or before you got successful before. Doesn't mean that I should look back or look forward and start emulating your life. Competition is healthy, but also remember, you came to this world alone, unless you're a dual birth child. But also, even them, they didn't come out at the same time. Thank you for the like. Uh, so even twins or triplets, everyone came. You even say one is older than the other with a few minutes. So everyone came individually, not unless the seismic, which is a rare occurrence, but it does happen. But also, they're individuals. Even identical children uh, have a small difference, just one. It might be one, or you can notice that there's a difference of personalities. So yeah, even if you're in the same lane, go with your pace, or accept how it is, or even just focus on you. Then the other thing is about, now we go to relationship. Sometimes people forget, and very uh I'm sorry to say, men forget. You met somebody, a lady, let's talk about opposites relationship, because I don't know the other one, never experienced it, so I'll not speak on that. I'll speak on something I know. You meet someone, you you might have known them before, or the force of attraction attracted you to them. Then you get into a relationship, then all of a sudden, and I don't know, I know even women can be manipulative sometimes, and to change you or mold you to the way they want their man to be. But it's gradually. There are others who do it drastically, but there are others who do it gradually. Like, yeah, they will teach you, like they will give you, if it's the clothes you want to wear, they'll make a point to buy you the clothes that they prefer you wearing. And all of a sudden, even the type of oil you're using for your skin, it has changed. Some of them enjoy it because I'm being taken, their thought processes, they are being taken care of. So there's that. Then there's the drastic, like, oh yeah, I want you to cut off all your friends. I'm your only friend. Sometimes people say it's toxic, but there are other men who also appreciate that. Ah, to each their own. Now, now go to the men's that I've not personally dated, but I've had uh, through talks with other ladies. You start dating a man. He met you knowing very well how you dress, how you present yourself. Then all of a sudden they're like, no, especially when you get married, that's a different thing. Okay, they say the man is the head of the family, but the head cannot function without the neck. Let's not forget that point. But going back, then the man starts dictating, like, oh yeah, you're a married woman, you should wear this, you're supposed to be wearing like this. But I thought change comes from within. We all agree on that. uh if you force somebody to change because of your preference, don't you think the person will no longer be the person you were attracted to? Because they will change according to your words, but they will never be their individual self that you got attracted to. And that's when you find men starting complaining, no, she used to take care of herself, now she has let go. And yet you're the one who told me to change my clothing. Yeah, it's a it cuts, it's a blade that cuts two ways. If you force somebody to change, mind you, they will change to your will, but that will not be their will, and they'll be a different person from what you knew and what you got used to. And also later on you start saying, no, nowadays you're not uh attracting me. And I'm like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. So when you gave the option of us changing to what you thought in your mind process, didn't you think of when I start acting like that, will you change to accommodate the changed person, or will you still remain as the person I met? That's also a question that needs to be lingered in the mind when you want people to change to you. Hi, Ramon, welcome. So it's a lot to ponder around and about. So life, the bottom part is everyone has their lane, or we are running in the same race. And how we finish it depends on how we run it and how we decide to, if we want to run it. Yeah, that's all I had for today. What's this? In case of any other comment about what you think about that, life is how you take it. We say it that way, but do we take it seriously to the word, to the letter and latter? And yes, it might be difficult or simple or easy. Yeah, the factors are there: nature factors, people factors, social factors, political factors. They do, yeah, you can see we are swaying to one side or the other side, and I don't want to be too political. So yeah, it's a lot, but it's also it's simple yet difficult at the same time. Yeah. Have a lovely night. That's all I had for you today. And in case of more, watch more of my topics. I began talking about my life experiences, and eh, to now talking about everyone's life experiences and what intake I think of through that, and also having fun on the opinion that sometimes my mind just go crazy and wonders and does all that. Anyway, thank you and bye-bye. Thank you for the love. Till next Tuesday. Aren't you canceling?